How's it going, guys? Winter Kills here, and welcome to episode 19 of our top replays and highlights series, the series where we take a look at some of the best replays from my recent streams or some cool replays shared from some of my fellow Twitch subscribers. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get right into it. I got a lot of Mekk-Knight, Mermail, and Block BA replays. Of course, all of them, I believe, new ban list and in MR5. And dual overload cards as well, so if you guys are looking forward to that, leave a like if you are, leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to check out our sponsor at Imperium Duelist. Link to the website down below where you can get some amazing playmats, sleeves, dice, etc, etc. And if you're buying anything on TCG Player, I'm gonna ask you, don't forget it, to use that affiliate link down in the description below. Just grab your mouse, scroll down a bit, you'll find that first link in the description. Buying anything off TCG Player, use that link. I'll get a small bit of kickback from the revenue of your purchase. Go a long way to help support me and what I do on the channel. So with all that out of the way, also a reminder, if you guys are interested, there will be some Twitch clips in the description, some funny clips from recent streams. I highly recommend you guys check them out and maybe catch a stream live for yourself. Link to my Twitch down below also. The first replay we're going to be taking a look at is from Mr. Academic Thick himself, fellow Twitch sub, YouTube member, all around great guy, always tossing in some pretty nice replays, and this one is no exception, titled Zexal Turbo Beatdown. Now, I believe this was before the ban list dropped, but really nothing in here is affected, at least in this particular replay, is affected by that new list, and they are playing in Master Rule 5 here. So basically, if you don't know what a Zexal Turbo deck is basically just rank 4 spam to the max. You're going to use Goblin Burge and a Tenny Spirit right off the bat. Same thing with a Tin Goldfish. It's been so long since I've seen any of these cards, so it is really nice to see them out here in this deck and being used to great extent. Also going to follow up and do a Bahamut Shark for a Toad, because why not? But he's also going to be able to rank up with that Barion's Force into the Utopic Zexal. Now, why is this card so important? Because basically it says this card's Ixie summon cannot be negated, and when Ixie summoned, your opponent's cards and effects cannot be activated. Gains 1,000 attack and defense for each material attached to it, and it says once per opponent's turn, quick effect, you can detach one Ixie's material from this card. Your opponent's cards and effects cannot be activated this turn, so it is a complete shutdown. Basically, I don't want to call it an FTK, but it might as well be. It's just one that takes a little longer to finish the job. As you can see, our Pure Crusadia player here, as it looks like, is not having the greatest time right now. He's going to go into Utopia double, get to draw a card off of the Ixie's Change Tactics, go into the battle phase, and then use the double or nothing on the Utopic Zexal to get it to 6k to push in for damage there. Toad not even be exhausted. Didn't even need another Toad there. Just wanted to keep the Bahamut Shark for that extra damage, because of course he uses it, he will not be able to attack with the Shark. Now, this replay here, shout out to my friend Adam or Saturn. He's really found a deck that he's really come to like. This archetype is actually coming out in the Secret Slayers set. It is the Golden Lord or Eldlich archetype, or Eld Orlando, whatever the name, the official name ends up actually being for this archetype. He's really come to like it, and he's actually got a pretty nice build here. And once everything is said and done, once everything is released, maybe I'll get a profile out to you guys of this deck, but figured I'd showcase what it's capable of doing here against the pure Mekk-Knight strategy. Both my friends actually playing here in this video. Gave them a testing match from a couple days ago, and as you see, pure Mekk-Knight's going first here, I believe made by choice of the other player. As you can see, ending with just Morningstar and Trap Trick. You see he's going to get started with the Magician's Souls. Now, interestingly enough, this deck really does not have a normal summon at all. It literally doesn't have a normal summon to it. So you see him send the Apprentice Illusion Magician. Now he plays this, as he says, to deck thin, which does make sense. But literally, in a nutshell, if you wanted to play Magician's Souls in this deck, which you don't have to, because I still realize it's expensive, it's dropped a little bit, but still expensive nonetheless, you can normal summon it and just send all your spells and traps away, which all have tons and tons of graveyard effects. and just literally no cost to you. It's just literal free real estate. You could use it as your normal summon if you really wanted to, without even having to play the Garnet. So basically, all the spells and traps within this deck basically exist to summon out Eldlich, the Golden Lord. That's literally all they do. You can read them all. That's basically what they all do in some way, shape, or form. They help to summon and protect the Golden Lord. You have the Conquistador. You have the Guardian of the Golden Land. They all do various things in regards to summoning and protecting the Golden Lord. You see getting the counter trap. This one is basically just revives him from the grave. And this one also allows him to special summon one from hand or deck. So like, again, all these spells and traps serving the same purpose essentially. Aperia though into blue sky for 2. Feeling pretty good about that. Going for the yellow star to clear out that back row. And he's going to use the World Legacy Succession to get another indigo out to make Dingirsu to clear off that red splatter. You gotta love the name there. But as you can see, our Eldlich player does have Mystic Mine in his hand, so 0 fun to be had here. He's going to use the red splatter to go get the Conquistador. Use the Black Awakening to go get the Ever-Glorious Golden Land counter trap. And just like that, there's a billion more cards set upon the field with Magician's Soul still in hand. And there's really nothing he can do still here under this Mystic Mine. He's just kind of got to play the waiting game. He's going to summon purple, try to draw one off Pinpoint Landing. Heavy Storm Duster is going to try to activate, but Ding will be able to protect by detaching 1 card instead. He'll draw Upstart Goblin and draw that for another blue sky. But the Golden Lord himself is here. Now, the biggest problem about the Golden Lord is he is at 35. So in this case, it probably would have been better to keep the Morning Star, but you do kind of got to worry about being under this Mystic Mine and trying to get your monster count equal to that of your opponents. So you can at least try to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And that's what he does end up doing here, is linking them all into the BLS link. So end phase, it will destroy itself. He draws another Mystic Mine for turn. Normals that Magician's Souls, as we said, you could definitely very easily do to send off 2 spells and traps to draw again. And he's going to put more Golden Lords on the board. And all of a sudden, just like that, the whole squad has arrived. And there are triple Golden Lords on the field. But basically, this card in of its own really doesn't do anything. I mean, it has a hand effect, but on that, other than, you know, being on the field, it really doesn't do much. It just says you can send this card and 1 spell trap from your hand to the graveyard, then target 1 card in the field, send it to the graveyard. So that's pretty good. And then if this card is in your graveyard, you can send a spell trap you control to the graveyard. As cost, add this card to your hand. Then you can special summon 1 zombie monster from your hand. And if you do until the end of your turn, opponent's turn, it gains 1,000 attack and defense. Also cannot be destroyed by card effect. So it grants itself some immunity, and it gains the 1,000 attack and defense boost, making it harder to get over than it already is. And at a level 10, you can actually go into a rank 10 card to steal some games, which we'll go ahead and take a look at that replay in a moment. But this next replay here I want to take a look at actually was recorded last night on my stream, playing against an interesting, I don't even know what to call it, type deck. As you see the extra deck here, it's basically like a really interesting Needle Fiber Auroradon Turbo deck. I just, the plays that it can make are very, very crazy. Ending on, I believe, Savage Dragon with Dawn Dragster and Clausulus of all things. Yeah, it's an interesting deck, to say the least. But nonetheless, Mermail is getting started here. This is actually my Needle Fiber build of Mermail, so you get to see sort of my take on it. It's a bit different than the usual builds. It's sort of a mix of Hand Loop and Build-A-Board Negation Mermail all in one. As you see, I'm going to go for the cross sheet play, to set up my Instant Fusion, go into Bahamut to get that 1 Toad from the extra deck, also triggering the Dragoons. Of course, we hit 2 cards out of his hand already at this point, but let's go ahead and try to hit a couple more. Needle Fiber is going to tutor out that Fishborg Launcher, which is going to let me go into the Animation Rise Synchro. I do have to link off the Bahamut and the Moulin here, just so I can get access to the Alacia, because I wanted to be able to take advantage of the infantry that I searched. I'm fine with losing my battle phase next turn. As you can see, that is a double Scrap Recycler and the evenly matched, but really doesn't make too big a difference since I have Dragite and Toad. And you see, during his turn, I'm going to tag into the Desert Locusts, make him take an additional card out of his hand, and he tries to evenly match me. Of course, I'm going to negate with Toad and set that card to my field. He's going to try to go for Scrap Recycler. I'm going to send off the infantry to blow it up, just so he can't get into Needle Fiber here with anything else, since he does not have access to 2 monsters. So I don't have a battle phase here, so I have to keep up the defensive level of boards here. And by doing that, I'm just going to go for Teus Dragoons and get access to Mander, to get access to VFD, so I can basically stop whatever top deck he has. I'm going to call Earth just because Scrap Recycler, and lo and behold, he actually did end up topping Scrap Recycler, goes into the Wyvern, but there's really not much you can do there at the end of the day, and he's going to go ahead and concede. But I gotta say, that man's deck was pretty insane. If you haven't seen, that did happen on stream last night. I did pull off a combo. This next replay here, this is basically just post-list combo for Block Dragon BA. This was actually a sided game. I was playing against Thunder, interestingly enough. Basically Colossus, not Colossus Turbo, but Titan Turbo. And I thought I was going to be going second, so that's why you see the Dark Ruler no more in my hand. I'm not maining Dark Ruler no more, but just happened to be going second, and I was siding to go second, actually. Going first, siding to go second. You get what I'm saying. But we're going to go into Cherubini here. We open a pretty decent hand. Going to send that Rhino Warrior to get that extra Earth since I have both Gigantes and Block Dragon in my hand. Mill pretty good here. The snack goes through, but it doesn't make a difference whether it does or not, because it's still going to allow me to get to Saryuja thanks to Block Dragon. I'm going to resolve that big 4 Chain Link, adding back Seer, Dante getting summoned, resolving Block Dragon, all that good stuff. And then seeing Rescue Ferret here, most importantly, going for Recover, Giant Rex, and Dotscaper alike, and then going to link all those off into a free, literally free, Curious, dumping the Sea Archiver to the grave, milling a few more. It's a Libic, so I might as well take advantage of that, get that Edgemp Sabers onto the board. Going to add back that Graph and draw a few more cards, rip into a Foolish Burial, since Sekas is not in the deck this game, because I sided it out. Don't have to worry about it conflicting here. Going to go into Lingaribo, summon out Block Dragon by banishing Dotscaper and Rex. Going to use those monsters here, all 4 of these monsters, rather, to link into the Avermax via the Nightmares, get an extra Earth in my grave, also lower my extra deck count enough so I can secure that Recover there to make the Nat Beast, basically the new Glow Up Bulb alternative. And that's full combo essentially in a nutshell. He's going to try to use Aloof Lupine, to send off some cards. And I believe right here he's trying his best to draw into probably a Dark Ruler no more. But he doesn't find it. He finds, another Nibiru, or finds a Nibiru and finds the Lancia, just really not getting to where he needs to be, unfortunately for him. But we did pull off. Basically, wanted to showcase the standard combo post list for those that might be wondering how Block Dragon BA sort of functions. Now here we have the Column Kings, as it's titled. I am the Column King, the Peter Mekk-Knight Master. Not really. Still have a lot to learn about the deck, especially with the coming changes it will have. But this is me taking on my friend Adam, playing his Golden Lord deck. This is a sided game, as you can see, since I have Zaphion the Time Lord. Still one of the best and most underrated side deck cards, I think, to this day you can have in pure Mekk-Knight. As you can see, now he's going to go for Golden Lord shenanigans. I think I'm good because I have the DD Crow, but he has the quick play that'll revive it out of the grave. I'm thinking maybe I could break the loop of the Golden Lord with the DD Crow, but again, he had the out, unfortunately. So I'm going to start my turn with the Zaphion. He is going to summon out another Golden Lord so he doesn't lose it to the Zaphion. He's going to try to negate the effect and destroy it. Luckily, Zaphion cannot be destroyed by card effects, but I'll link it into Almirage, and that'll allow me to draw an additional card and resolve my Blue Sky and get purple on the board for Indigo, and then link that off into Morningstar, discard the Indigo to grab Key, and then play that World Legacy's Memory to be able to start locking down back row here. It's a spell, so it won't be able to be affected by Key, but nonetheless, it's a card I'm forcing out regardless. And I'll go ahead and clear pretty much all but one card with that Red Moon, finishing up the job there. But he's going to start doing more Golden Lord shenanigans. You can see all these back row cards starting to recur themselves in the grave. He's going to go in the battle phase, try to run over Morningstar, but I'm going to play the dodge game with Indigo and Morningstar. I make a mistake here by end phase reviving Zaphion. I should have waited till after the standby phase, so I should have still could have had it on the field to be able to threaten his back row some more. But at this point, I have all of his traps locked down with the Key, and I'm going to go into Ding to clear one of the Golden Lords, go into Lib to make Avermax, and attempt to clear the other Golden Lord with its effect. Just like that, spin it back, negate his trap card, and we're just going to start swinging from there. So, bit of a better way to kind of handle this deck here. I did get a bit lucky, though, I would say, in some of the cards that I drew. I mean, you saw the last replay. It was, the Golden Lord versus Mekk-Knight. He did not open the greatest, but still, nonetheless, the deck does struggle. Mekk-Knight struggles against that deck for sure, but definitely can be beaten for sure. Now here, I've got a few more Mermail replays I'm going to show to you guys. Just showing off some cool combos. This is against Spiral, as you can see. This is a non-needle fiber build. The first Mermail replay I showed you guys was the needle fiber build, which I'm currently trying to test. This one is a bit different, though, as you can already see, not linking in a needle fiber here, although I could have if I had the card in my extra deck to work with. But nonetheless, Aqua Spirit helping me to complete this rank 4 to go for Bahamut into Toad, linking into Mistar Boy to knock 2 out of his hand. And then as you can see from here, gonna go into the Megalo. Gonna revive the Alacia, and then linking everything into Appaloosa here. So this build is a bit different, but getting Appaloosa for 3 with Alacia with a Spell Negate and Toad on board. He's gonna go ahead and call by. That'll burn the Mizuchi. He's gonna try to use the machine dupe, and I'm gonna say no to his post-list attempt at Spirals. And that is Mermail's right there. Got another Mermail replay real quick. We'll just rapid fire him off. This is again against Spirals. I get to go first. Oh, but Teus Dragoons must be nice, right? Every Mermail player's dream in a nutshell. We're going to go for Diva, and if you need to have a hand trap here, I've got the call by for at least some of the hand traps in the game. Now going to go for Megalo, discarding Dragoons. Going to search the Mizuchi, and Dragoons is going to search the Moulin Glacia. Going to link 2 off for the Alacia. Banish the Mander to get 5 engrave, and then hit him with the Moulin, and then upstart here for a few more cards. Got Ash in hand. I also have a set call by here. Ready for anything. The VFD is going to hit him hard. Hopefully, he's going to link into Linkuriboh. End phase, I'm going to attempt to use Alacia here to get another search, and he's going to scoop right then and there. Now, I'm going to show you guys 2 more replays here. The first one is Funny Dinosaur beat Big Thunder Cheeks, because this replay was actually funny for a few reasons. Just because, like, again, he's playing Thunder, which is just, interestingly enough, a little obscure to see these days, but not to mention that, you know, Titan Turbo can't be pretty scary, because it definitely can be. But nonetheless, he's going to go first, and he ends on a rather not so optimal board, and you'll see what I mean by that. He starts to use Thunder Dragon here to get more Thunder Dragons in his graveyard. I literally don't know why he did that. He would have kept those Thunder Dragons in his hand. He would have had the opportunity to destroy several cards during my turn, but he just did not decide to do that. Now, it all depends on when he would have decided to activate that, because once Cherubini gets on board, I can start, you know, protecting all my cards from destruction. So we would have been fine in that aspect, but it's just a rather strange way that he played out his field. As you see, he'll get a few monsters back from my Gilasaurus, but those Thunder Dragons on his field might as well be tokens. Summoning the Orbital Hydrolander, which is a card I'm trying again, since the dangers I was playing are basically all at 1 now. So we don't have to worry too much about duplicates in the deck anymore. So Hydrolander being a bit more versatile here now in the deck. Blasting away the Phantasme. Sending off the Titan with that Dingirsu, linking into Curious now. And I believe I send the recovery here, because I'm going to try to secure that Nat Beast going into Saryuja once again. And then using Dante Chainlink 2, adding back Graph, picking up some new cards. Grabbing Rescue Ferret, going to go ahead and use it here. Since we don't really need Fossil Dyna at this point, going to grab access to Edgem Sabers and Sea Archiver. Go ahead and use Gallus there to mill the Giant Rex, interestingly enough. Go into Appaloosa, because I'm worried about Nibiru and some other cards. I mean, Thunder Dragon is one of those decks that puts tons of monsters in the hand and revolves heavily around monster effects. So why not make the Appaloosa? Now, wasn't able to pull off a full combo there, but, you know, it's still a pretty good board nonetheless. I'm going to use all of the Appaloosa counters here. I'm pretty much able to. He's going to try to use the Hawk. That's going to get negated again. He's going to summon Duo, now running over the Nat Beast and the Appaloosa. Luckily, I'm still able to keep Block Dragon. Now, he's going to go into Dagda here. Basically, it says when an effect of another card on the field is activated, quick effect, you can set an artifact monster from your hand or deck to your spell and trap zone as a spell, but destroy it during your opponent's next end phase. And that says during your opponent's turn, if this link summon card is destroyed, you can special summon an artifact monster from your graveyard in defense position. So he's basically just using this in combination with the instant fusion here to set up that Scythe, also getting into Kaminari Attack, and also getting into the Titan. And he's going to use Dark to go ahead and grab another copy of itself. And as you can see here, having a bit of a better setup for his Titan now, actually having cards to use during my turn to potentially destroy cards. But as you see, I end phase Gizmek to get itself on the board. So I don't have to worry about triggering any of his effects. And I'm just going to link immediately into the BLS link. And this is going to be really tough for him to deal with this at this point. He's going to go ahead and destroy the Scythe with his own Titan. I really don't care at this point. He's already so low in life. I'm going to summon Block Dragon and normal summon the Funny Dinosaur. And, you know, at that point, we're going to swing over the Dagda for 15 at least attempt. He's going to try to use Matrix to destroy my Block Dragon, but rock types can't be destroyed by card effects. And Funny Dinosaur coming in clutch there to secure enough damage to run over that defense position Scythe and just take the game. So, yeah, that was that. Last replay here is titled Gun Go Burr. This is me playing Mekk-Knights again versus the Golden Lord deck. As you can see, I'm playing an Eldlich build of the Mekk-Knight deck. I think this might, yeah, I'm playing an Eldlich build. Still, actually, Eperia might still be in here. Yeah, okay, so this is an Eperia build with an Eldlich splashed in. I've been testing more so, and I'll show you guys the list after this replay. A Eldlich heavy build with Timaton again, because it is pretty fun and pretty effective still to this day. Might switch back to it, but as you can see here, going into Linkaribo with Eldlich, and pretty much having tons of set back row. We can't set the super probably because there's no cards to discard. Yeah, all these traps, recurring more traps to the field just to protect the Golden Lord himself, the pimped out man himself. Gamma Seal is going to go right over top of it, and we're going to attempt to play Key to start shutting off his back row. And the Indigo is successful. We're going to link into Eldlich, and we're going to try to give him the Eldlich, because if I give him the Eldlich, he won't be able to keep reviving this, so he's going to be forced to use that ever-glorious Golden Land to go ahead and negate it. Since it is a counter trap. I'm going to summon purple, though. That's going to give me access to blue, and blue's going to turn off this card over here. At least I think it will, but it's a spell, little to my knowledge. We're going to go into the battle phase and run over the Linkaribo. He's going to drop it to 0. I'll run over his Gamma Seal end phase. He's going to bring back the Golden Lord. Who would have expected? Now, he does have super polymerization, which is a bit of a problem. He's going to bring back another Golden Lord and swing in for a lot of damage. I decided not to use my secrets here, because I'm not going to get, you know, gamed at this point. Now, at this point, I believe if this is under Master Rule 4, which I think it might be, he could have, he can't go into the rank 10 like I'm thinking he can. But at Master Rule 5, he would just be able to overlay these two for the Gustav Max, which he is playing in here. And these are both level 10s, you know, conveniently enough. And he could just burn me for that 2k. But we're going to try to make a comeback here as much as I possibly can. That Key still putting in work for the most part. Blue for 2, going for the Avram into that Morningstar to get Succession. Going to clear some back row. Can negate traps. I can also get over now, negate spells rather. But with Whispers, I can boost up my Mekk-Knight by 1,000 attack and defense. And I can get over his Eldlich. I can just crash into it, and with the effect of Morningstar, you know, my Mekk-Knight won't die, but his will. I clear the Mud Dragon, which is a mistake in hindsight, but he's going to be able to get back another Golden Lord here, as you might have expected. Go into the battle phase. I'm going to try to dodge as much as I can with the Morningstar, but he doesn't really care too much at this point. He's going to overlay into that Gustav Max and steal the game, because gun go brrr. And that's the game right there, ladies and gentlemen. But, yeah, that is going to do it for all these replays here. Go ahead and show you guys some deck lists now. The ban list, I believe, is actually updated on YGOpro now, which is nice. But this is what my current deck profile is looking like for Mermail. This is a needle fiber build, as you can see. Playing a Desert Locust, playing a Trish. As you can see, I'm playing a bit of a mix of hand loop and, you know, combo build-a-board Mermail. I've been really liking this build. Still testing the double Avarice. Might not keep that anymore. Still testing the double Pike, because there's some cool plays you can do to set up anti-Nibiru plays. They do involve Pike. So I kind of want to try that, but I might also go back to Aqua Spirit. Here is my current Block BA list. I will be updating the deck profile soon. Here is my current pure Mekk-Knight list. Playing the Eldlich, playing Timaton. Still playing Gizmek Kaku. Might bump up to a second copy of this lib. But nonetheless, I think that is pretty much it for deck lists that I need to show you guys for this video. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video nonetheless. Leave a like if you did. Let me know what your favorite replay was down in the comments below. Don't forget to check me out on Twitch. Check out Imperium Duelist and my affiliate link to TCG Player, and consider becoming a member of the channel as well. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, Winterkill signing out. We'll see you in the next one.